Don't think he don't know. You pay those lawyers to know. Those lawyers know what he's gonna beat, and those lawyers know what he ain't gonna beat.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
One name keeps coming up in the explosive headlines of late. After Diddy's shocking arrest, Cuba Gooding Jr. will never believe what he's become involved in. Everything changed so quickly that they now act like roaches when the lights go on, and the situation has descended into pandemonium. But the most astounding twist of all is that now that Cuba Gooding Jr. is heavily
Cuba Gooding Jr. settles a lawsuit by a woman who accused him of a decade ago. Trial was about to start with jury selection in New York federal court.
Embroiled in the scandal, things seem messier by the day. You see, when Diddy was taken into custody, the scene looked straight out of a movie. It wasn't just that he went quiet. Nope, everyone in his entourage seemed to go into panic. One of those people, according to the most recent rumors, was Cuba Gooding Jr. After Diddy was hit with CFTs, Cuba reportedly went into full-blown crisis mode. Since then, he's reportedly been lying low, possibly even on the run, consulting with his lawyers nonstop. Moreover, rumors have it that he's already working out a deal with the FBI.
Quite a few years ago now, probably 10 or 11 years ago.
The Butler.
Yeah, and it was a great film, and I loved the interview, and you were with Oprah and all.
That's right. It looks like he's about to turn on Diddy. However, Cuba seems to be so determined to clear his own name that he's prepared to expose Diddy and all of their collaborators. Interview the question now is, how did Cuba Gooding Jr. get into this situation? Well, let's not forget that he has a history of legal disputes over the years, some of which are very dubious. For those who are unfamiliar, his ties to Diddy's infamous parties are beginning to surface again.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap.
And things don't appear good for him. Legendary as Diddy's parties were, they were also notorious for all the wrong reasons. A horrific picture of what happened at those gatherings has only recently surfaced, and there is mounting evidence that Goba was part of some of the worst of it. Interview, let's examine Cuba's past in more detail. His legal issues date back much before the Diddy scandal of today. He has been in and out of court on numerous occasions, facing allegations that have damaged his reputation. His presence...
McGuire Star reached a settlement with a woman who sued him for $6 million on the accusation that he raped her a decade ago. The decision came...
Naturally, Cuba has made an effort to maintain his innocence, but the specifics of some of his cases raise troubling questions. A few years ago, several women came forward to report that he had engaged in inappropriate behavior in public places. These incidents reportedly occurred in busy bars, and Cuba was described as acting aggressively and disrespectfully. He has also been accused of crossing lines.
I mean, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I'd ever. And then, hey, how about me? I wake up in the morning, I turn on the station, Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. I was like, excuse me!
And despite his denials, the cases kept coming in. Interview things become more juicy. Rumor has it that Cuba was a regular attendee at Diddy's parties and saw, possibly even taking part in, some pretty wild stuff. As more information comes to light regarding what exactly transpired at these get-togethers, Cuba's presence there is erecting eyebrows. Cuba's name keeps coming up whenever fresh details regarding what happened behind closed doors appear to be released on a daily basis. Interview Cuba has always been known for being a smooth talker, but even his charm can't save him from this mess. It's understandable that he is now trying to distance himself from Diddy and everything that has come out about these parties and interviews. He's tried to laugh off his involvement, claiming he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's even tried to suggest that his presence at Diddy's events was purely coincidental and that he didn't know what was happening around him. Interview Cuba has been in contact with his legal team in an attempt to figure out how to keep himself from sinking with the ship. And here's the shocking part. Some sources claim that he is prepared to come forward. Yes, there are rumors that he is working behind the scenes to strike a deal. It's possible that Cuba is willing to testify against Diddy and his associates in order to protect his own reputation. In situations like these, people frequently turn against one another, particularly when the stakes are high, and it appears that Cuba is making every effort to avoid becoming embroiled in the unavoidable fallout. Interview. The rumors are rampant and getting wilder by the day. According to insiders, Cuba is allegedly in talks with the FBI about providing information about Diddy and other individuals involved in these infamous parties. It seems like he's hoping that by working with the authorities, he can reach a settlement and avoid the worst-case scenario. However, even if Cuba is successful in reaching a settlement, it's unlikely that he will escape this completely unscathed, because his reputation has already taken a hit, serious hit, and his connections to Did's crimes are too great to be disregarded. Interview. It's shocking to learn how far Cuba is allegedly willing to go in order to save himself. Some claim he's ready to reveal everything about Diddy, as well as about everyone who attended these events, and what actually transpired behind closed doors. He appears ready to turn over evidence, assign blame, and put almost everyone in jail in order to avoid going to jail. It's difficult to imagine Cuba switching from being an A-list actor to a government informant, but desperate times demand desperate measures, and it appears that Cuba is doing just that. Interview. With so many issues of his own, his arrest has completely disorganized his empire, and lawsuits are mounting more quickly than ever. The most recent is a case that demands $100 million in damages from staggering Diddy, but that's only the beginning. There are other cases as well, including accusations of misconduct spanning years or even decades. Diddy's golden era is clearly ended, and it doesn't seem like it will end. What's particularly remarkable is how Diddy has maintained his legal aloofness for so long. For years, he has been one of the most influential people in the music business, and he has used that influence to protect himself. Diddy's arrest marks the beginning of the end for his career, and possibly even his freedom if Cuba and others are willing to testify against him. Diddy is facing serious charges, and the weight of the evidence against him is overwhelming, and even his most devoted fans and supporters are beginning to wonder if they ever truly knew who Diddy was. However, with all of these allegations coming to light, it appears that his luck has finally run out. His influence is fading, his legal troubles are mounting, and his once loyal circle of friends and associates are quickly turning against him. Interview. The world is watching, and it's obvious that the fallout from Diddy's arrest is far from over. The drama is only just beginning, and as more details emerge, it's anyone's guess how this will all play out. All we know is that Cuba Gooding Jr. and Diddy are both in very deep water. If Cuba is truly ready to snitch on Diddy, it's only a matter of time before the whole house cards comes crashing down. However, even if he cooperates with the authorities, there's no guarantee that he will escape unscathed. And it appears that they are both struggling to survive. However, one thing is certain. This scandal is far from over, and it will only get messier from here. Let's move on to the main plot of this tale. Diddy's well-known events. If you thought the drama with Cuba Gooding Jr. was heated, buckle up, because the farther you look into what was really happening at Diddy's events, the more surprising it becomes. These weren't just your normal Hollywood parties packed with music and dancing. No, these were secretive over. The top gatherings where practically anything could and did happen, the kind of parties where rules didn't exist, and celebrities where rules didn't exist, and celebrities who were in. The No kept their mouths zipped interview over the years. Rumors about Diddy's wild side have circulated among industry insiders, but they did so in private, fully aware that getting too close to Diddy could ruin his career. For years, Diddy seemed untouchable, existing outside the real world and above any real scrutiny. However, as information about the true nature of these parties emerges, it becomes evident that these were more than just harmless fun. Some have compared the parties to underground carnivals for the rich and famous, but there was a darker side to them. In addition to celebrities, high-profile athletes, business executives, and other influential figures were also frequent attendees, all drawn to the exclusive, laissez-faire environment that Diddy had cultivated. Interview. Some even claim that it was common knowledge in Hollywood that receiving an invitation to one of Diddy's parties meant you were either going to enter his inner circle or had already undergone screening. This wasn't simply about mixing it up with the rich and famous. Insiders claim that the combination of wild antics and complete secrecy made these parties notorious. Attendees were frequently required to sign strict non-disclosure agreements, and let's just say those NDAs were taken very seriously. Breaking the code of silence wasn't an option for most. Diddy was reportedly said to have mastered the art of keeping everyone entertained in ways most people couldn't even imagine. Interview. The true intrigue starts when some individuals assume that Diddy exploited these events as a means of exerting control over those in his circle. Some reports claim that Diddy's homes were covered with covert cameras, which meant that everything that happened at his events was recorded on camera. Diddy kept these tapes, allegedly to maintain control, so if anyone ever considered crossing him, all he had to do was remind them of the footage. Celebrities and other high-profile attendees were reportedly seen doing things they wouldn't want anyone else to know about. For interview. Even if this seems like something from a conspiracy thriller, there are enough unnamed sources and rumors to keep these assertions going. The atmosphere at these parties, according to a former Diddy's partner, was anything from welcoming. He described them as chaotic, with participants who had the guts to indulge in their most outlandish impulses and let go of their inhibitions. Interview. The parties would last for hours or even days, and people would fly in from all over to be a part of the action. It's even been rumored that some of the biggest names in Hollywood attended these events, but few are willing to talk about it publicly because they are afraid of retaliation or that potential sexual misconduct will be revealed. However, despite the heavy veil of silence surrounding Diddy's world, more and more people have started coming forward with stories about what actually happened over the past few months. The details paint a picture of someone who the participants weren't just for fun. According to rumors, they were a front for Diddy to keep control of his empire. He deliberately instilled fear and a deadly blend of loyalty in his closest associates, and many of them remained in line because they were aware of the repercussions of breaking it. Much of it is dependent on Diddy's circumstances and specific facts. Let's not forget that Diddy had to overcome some obstacles in order to reach the top. According to insiders, His ascent to fame wasn't as natural as he would have people believe. Rumors have been circulating for years regarding the dubious means by which he allegedly rose to the top of the music industry. There have been rumors that Diddy made a covert agreement to hide possible controversies, and that his ability to stay out of serious trouble has given the impression that he is unstoppable. Diddy had a knack of knowing how to play the game with the authorities and with those who worked for him. Even that Diddy may have made agreements with law enforcement to further his own goals has been speculated. There are even rumors that Diddy may have once served as an informant, giving information in exchange for a free pass when things got too hot around him. Some sources claim that he has a history of working with insiders who helped him stay one step ahead of any investigations. One thing is certain, either this is true or not. Many have questioned how deep D's connections actually go because of his prolonged ability to avoid any consequences, but those days may be coming to an end given Diddy's arrest and the barrage of accusations leveled against him. It appears like D's luck has finally run out. Interview. It's becoming increasingly obvious that Diddy's empire is collapsing, and that those who once supported him are now running for cover in an attempt to get away before the full force of the law descends, ending his days of dodging consequences. Lawsuits are piling up, each one more shocking than the last. The most recent one demands $100 million, which is enough to make even the wealthiest among us take notice. Much if justice may have finally been served, things get much more fascinating. Things get much more fascinating from here on out since he won't go down alone. Not just Cuba Gooding Jr. is allegedly attempting to rescue himself by assisting detectives. Numerous well-known figures, many of whom were formerly regarded as members of Diddy's trusted circle, are reportedly considering coming forward as well. As the pressure to come clean grows, nobody wants to be the last person standing when the hammer falls. Interview. With so many people involved in these events, it's just a matter of time until more identities are brought to light. If the reports are accurate, there is a large and high-profile list of people who could be linked. The biggest issue at this point is who else will become caught in this web of secrets. As with the collapse of empire, executives, athletes, and even more celebrities may soon find themselves in the center of the storm. Since Diddy had contacts in a variety of influential circles outside of the music business, his influence was likely to extend far and wide, affecting everyone who was ever a part of his dark world. Relationships are now in jeopardy as more people come forward with their accounts. It's becoming obvious that this scandal involves more than just Diddy. It involves the entire network of people who allowed him to conduct business and engage in backroom dealings for an extended period of time. With Diddy's wide reach, people who once shielded him are now fleeing for their lives. What will happen next? Well, as Diddy gets ready for what could be the legal battle of his life, the rest of Hollywood is keeping a close eye on the situation. This scandal has the potential to bring down not just Diddy, but also a system of corruption, lies, and manipulation that has been festering beneath the surface for a long time. The surface for many years. The truth is, Did's demise might only be the beginning. If further lies are revealed, an entire industry might be completely upended. Interview. The drama is far from finished, and the coming months will be critical in deciding how everything turns out. Will more renowned people come out to break their links to Diddy's collapsing empire? Or will the truth about what actually transpired at those infamous parties finally surface in court? One thing is certain. The drama is only getting started, and things will get worse before they get better. However, do you believe these fall from grace will lead to even more surprising discoveries about Hollywood's elite? Or will his influential connections save him from this problem once more? Please share your thoughts in the comments.